Hi, how are you? Watch and listen to the story of Jonah and the big fish.
Long ago, in a time when the people of Israel often forgot to follow God, there lived a man named Jonah. Jonah was a prophet, someone chosen by God to deliver his messages to the people. Jonah knew God's voice well, and he had seen the Lord's power. But one day, Jonah would learn that obeying God isn't always easy, and that God's mercy is greater than we can imagine. One bright morning, Jonah was going about his daily work when suddenly the voice of the Lord came to him. Jonah, son of Amittai, go to the great city of Nineveh. Their wickedness has come up before me. Tell them to turn from their evil ways. Jonah's heart sank. Nineveh, the capital of Assyria? The Assyrians were enemies of Israel. They were known for cruelty, violence, and pride. Jonah didn't want to go anywhere near them, and he certainly didn't want them to be forgiven. Instead of obeying, Jonah made a decision, a wrong one. He thought to himself, if I go in the opposite direction, maybe I can get away from what God is asking. So Jonah packed his things, hurried to the port city of Joppa, and bought a ticket on a ship headed to Tarshish, as far away from Nineveh as he could possibly go. The ship set sail, and for a while, the sea was calm. Jonah breathed a sigh of relief. He went down into the lower deck of the ship, lay down, and fell asleep. But then, the wind began to howl. Dark clouds gathered, waves rose high and crashed against the ship. The sailors shouted and ran about, throwing cargo into the sea to lighten the load, but the storm only grew worse. The captain found Jonah asleep and shook him awake. "How can you sleep? Get up! Call on your God! Maybe he will take notice of us so we will not perish!" The sailors, desperate to find the cause of the disaster, cast lots, a way of making decisions. The lot fell on Jonah. "Sailors, who are you? What have you done?" Jonah admitted, "I am a Hebrew, and I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the land. I am running away from him." The sailors were terrified. "What should we do to make the sea calm down for us?" Jonah's voice was steady now. "Throw me into the sea. The storm is because of me." At first, the sailors refused and tried to row back to shore, but the wind was too strong, the waves too high. Finally, with heavy hearts, they prayed to Jonah's God for mercy, and they threw Jonah overboard. Immediately, the sea grew calm. The wind died down. The sailors looked at each other in awe and offered a sacrifice to the Lord. As Jonah sank into the deep, he expected to die. Cold water surrounded him, seaweed tangled around his head, darkness closed in. But suddenly, whoosh! A giant fish came and swallowed Jonah whole. Inside the belly of the fish, it was dark, wet, and strange. He could hear the low rumble of the creature's heartbeat, the distant swish of water outside. He was alive, but completely helpless. For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah stayed inside that fish. And during that time, Jonah prayed. "In my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From deep in the realm of the dead, I called for help, and you listened to my cry. I said, I have been banished from your sight, yet I will look again toward your holy temple. Salvation comes from the Lord." Jonah had run from God, but now he turned his heart back, and God, who is full of mercy, heard him. After the third day, the Lord commanded the fish to spit Jonah out. With a great heave, the fish swam close to shore, and splash! Jonah was thrown onto dry land. Jonah lay there, in the sunlight, gasping for air. He was free, and this time he would listen to God. Once again, the Lord's voice came. "Go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim to it the message I give you." Jonah set out for Nineveh. It was a huge city, so large it took 3 days to walk through. Jonah began by going in one day into the city, shouting, "40 more days and Nineveh will be overthrown." The people listened, and to Jonah's surprise, they believed him. Word spread quickly until it reached the king himself. The king rose from his throne, took off his royal robes, and put on sackcloth, a sign of repentance. He issued a decree. "Let everyone call urgently on God. Let them give up their evil ways and violence. Who knows, God may relent and show compassion." From the least to the greatest, the people of Nineveh turned from their wickedness. When God saw what they did, he had compassion and did not bring upon them the destruction he had threatened. But Jonah was angry. He prayed, "Isn't this what I said, Lord? That's why I tried to run away. I knew you are gracious and compassionate, slow to anger and abounding in love, a God who relents from sending calamity." Jonah left the city and sat on a hill, waiting to see what would happen. God caused a leafy plant to grow over Jonah, giving him shade and easing his discomfort. Jonah was glad for the plant. But the next morning, God sent a worm that chewed the plant so it withered. Then a scorching east wind blew, and the sun blazed on Jonah's head. He became faint and wished to die. God spoke to Jonah, "You are concerned about this plant, though you did not tend it or make it grow. Should I not be concerned about the great city of Nineveh, where there are more than 120,000 people? And many animals too?" Jonah sat silently. He understood. God's love was not just for Israel, but for all people, even the ones he thought didn't deserve it. And so, the story of Jonah reminds us that we cannot outrun God's call. His mercy is greater than our anger, his compassion wider than our understanding. When we turn back to him, he is ready to forgive, always.